The Roman Catholic Church in the Netherlands is part of the worldwide Catholic Church, under the spiritual leadership of the Pope, Dutch Conference of Bishops, and Curia in Rome. The Metropolitan Archbishop of Utrecht, currently Willem Jacobus EIJK, is Primate of the Netherlands. Although the number of Catholics in the Netherlands has decreased significantly in recent decades, the Dutch Catholic Church is today the largest religious group in the Netherlands. Once known as a Protestant country, in 2007 the Netherlands was only 16.8% Dutch Protestant. There are an estimated 3.992 million Catholics in the Netherlands, 23.7% of the population, down from more than 40% in 1970s. The Roman Catholic Church in the Netherlands has suffered a membership loss of 540.500 members between 2003 and 2013. The number of Catholics in the Netherlands continues to decrease, roughly by 0.5% annually, as do the number of Protestants. Muslims, however, continue to increase and are currently 6% of the population. Sunday church attendance by Catholics has decreased in recent decades to less than 200,000 or 1.2% of the Dutch population in 2006. More recent numbers for Sunday church attendance have not been published, although press releases have mentioned a further decline since 2006. In December 2011, a report was published by Wim Deetman, a former Dutch minister, detailing widespread child abuse within the Catholic Church in the Netherlands. 1,800 instances of abuse by clergy or volunteers within Dutch Catholic dioceses were reported to have occurred since 1945. Notable Dutch Catholics include Pope Hadrian VI, Ruud Lubbers, Henry of Gorkum, Hadewijk, Cornelius Loos, Jacob Middendorf, Hieronymus Bosch, Piet de Jong, Jan Harmenzoen Krul, Dries van Agt, Jan Steen, Casimir Ubers, Maxime Verhagen, and Joan Albert Ban. Dioceses. There are 7 dioceses in the Netherlands. One of the 3 southern dioceses, the Diocese of Roermond, has a majority of Roman Catholics. For more demographic details by diocese, see the list of Roman Catholic dioceses of the Netherlands. These figures are the latest available from ecclesiastical statistics. According to the church administration in 2010, the population of 2 dioceses, 's-Hertogenbosch and Roermond, had still a majority Roman Catholic. It is notable that CELA published precisely for these 2 dioceses a significantly lower number of Catholics in 2005. Based on the CELA numbers, in the Diocese of S-Hertogenbosch in 2010 the population has no longer a Catholic majority. Many remaining churches have found purposes outside the religious domain, like stores, apartment buildings and museums. History. From the 4th to the 6th century CE, the Great Migration took place, in which the small Celtic Germanic Roman tribes in the Low Countries were gradually supplanted by 3 major Germanic tribes: the Franks, the Frisians and Saxons. Around 500 the Franks, initially residing between the Rhine and the Somme, adapt to Christianity. A large part of the area south of the Meuse belonged from the early Middle Ages to 1559 to Archdeacon Kempenland, which was part of the Diocese of Tongeren-Maastricht-Liege. From the center of the diocese, successively the cities of Tongeren, Maastricht and Liege, this part of the Netherlands was probably Christianized. According to tradition, the first bishop of Maastricht, Servatius, was buried in this city in 384, though only from Bishop Domitianus is established that he resided in Maastricht. However, it would take at least until 1000 CE before all pagan people were actually Christianized by force and the Frisian and Saxon religions went extinct, although elements were incorporated into the Christian religion. The following centuries Catholic Christianity is the only mainstream religion in the Netherlands. Since the War of Independence, the Catholics were systematically and officially discriminated against by the Protestant government until the second half of the 20th century. which had a major influence on the economical and cultural development of the southern part of the Netherlands. From the Reformation to the 20th century, Dutch Catholics had largely been confined to certain southern areas in the Netherlands, where they still tend to form a majority or large minority of the population. However, with modern population shifts and increasing secularization, these areas tend to be less and less predominantly Catholic. Catholics still form a slight majority in the most southern province of the Netherlands, Limburg. Historically, in the old days, Catholics were treated as second-class citizens. After the Dutch Republic banned the Catholic religion in the 1580s, the Netherlands became a mission territory under the canonical authority of the Congregation for the Propagation of the Faith. The episcopal hierarchy was not restored until 1853. In the late 19th and early 20th, Catholics formed a separate social pillar, with their own schools, TV and radio broadcasting, hospitals, unions, and political party. They formed a coalition with Orthodox Protestants, who also felt discriminated against. This pillarization and coalition government was important in emancipating the Catholics from their social exclusion. In the period between 1860 to 1960, Roman Catholic church life and institutions flourished. This period is called the Rich Roman life. During this period, the number of Catholics in the Dutch population grew to approximate parity with Protestants, as in Northern Ireland, Scotland, Switzerland, and Germany. After 1970, the emphasis on Catholic concepts like hell, the devil, sinning in Catholic traditions like confession, kneeling, the teaching of catechism, and having the hostia placed on the tongue by the priest. The taboo on the remarrying of widows, divorce, and premarital sex rapidly disappeared, and these concepts are nowadays seldom or not at all found within the modern Dutch Catholicism. A cultural divide is still found between the Catholic South and the Protestant North. But with a total of 1.5 million people and 20% of the industrial production in the Netherlands, the southern Catholic area Brabantstad has become one of the major economical important metropolitan regions of the Netherlands. In the 1980s and 1990s, the church became polarized between conservatives, whose main organization was the Contact Roman Catholics, and liberals, whose main organization was the 8th of May movement, which was founded in 1985. The founding of the 8th of May movement was inspired by the disputes about the papal visit in that year to the Netherlands. The organization had a difficult relationship with the bishops. It was disbanded in 2003. Currently, Roman Catholicism is still the single largest religion of the Netherlands, with around 4 million registered adherents, which is 24% of the Dutch population in 2011. In 2006, only 45,645 residents of the Diocese of 's-Hertogenbosch, the eastern part of North Brabant and part of the province of Gelderland, attend the Mass, which is only 2% of the total population of the area and consists mostly of people over 65 years old. In western North Brabant is the number of people associating themselves with Catholicism also strongly decreased. Church attendance is even lower in the west, with only 1% of the West Brabantian population visiting churches in 2006. Most Catholics live in the southern provinces of North Brabant and Limburg, where they comprise a majority of the population in the Diocese of Roermond in the province of Limburg. According to the church administration in 2010, the population of two dioceses, 's-Hertogenbosch and Roermond, had still a majority Roman Catholic. It is notable that CELA published precisely for these two dioceses a significantly lower number of Catholics in 2005. Based on the CELA numbers, in the Diocese of 's-Hertogenbosch in 2010, the population has no longer a Catholic majority. According to the church administration, Catholics became a minority in the Diocese of 's-Hertogenbosch since 2014. The number of parishes in the Netherlands has dropped between 2003 and 2014 from 1525 to 842. North Brabant and Limburg are historically the most Roman Catholic part of the Netherlands. Their people still use the term and some traditions as a base for their cultural identity rather than as a religious identity, and the vast majority of the Catholic population is now largely irreligious in practice. Research among Catholics in the Netherlands in 2007 shows that only 27% of the Dutch Catholics can be regarded as a theist, 55% as an atheist, deist or agnostic, and 17% as atheist. Child abuse scandal. In December 2011, a report was published by Wim Deetman, a former Dutch minister, detailing widespread child abuse within the Catholic Church in the Netherlands. 1,800 instances of abuse by clergy or volunteers within Dutch Catholic dioceses were reported to have occurred since 1945. According to the report, the risk of experiencing unwanted sexual advances was twice as great for minors in institutions as the national average of 9.7%. This finding reveals no significant difference between Roman Catholic institutions and other institutions. In March 2012, however, it was revealed that cases of 10 children being chemically castrated after reporting being sexually abused to the police had been left out. It also emerged that in 1956 former Prime Minister Victor Marin, then chairman of a children's home in Gelderland, had covered up the sexual abuse of children. According to the Telegraph newspaper, he intervened to have prison sentences dropped against several priests convicted of abusing children. The factuality of these claims is unclear, though. The commission rejected all the claims. Structure. Within the Netherlands, the hierarchy consists of Utrecht, Archbishop Willem Jacobus EIJK, S. Hartogenbosch, Bishop Antonius Lambertus Maria Herkmansbreder, Bishop Johannes Leeson, Groningen Leeuwarden, Bishop Gerard de Court Haarlem, Bishop Joseph Marianus Punt-Roermond, Bishop Frans Joseph Marie Weerts Rotterdam, Bishop Johannes van den Hende,